Nothing further. No worries. That's it.
Mr. Weber?
No question.
No, I want, not from this witness, I want to call Mr. Yargus.
Okay, so this witness is saying,
For my petition,
he
yes.
didn't have questions either. So.
Okay. That's it.
Okay, you have Mr. Yargus as your next witness.
Yeah, and I don't mind Peter Raines where he is.
I'll leave it out to him because
Do you solemnly-
Know the rules.
Who's the man asking the questions?
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Mr. Wolf?
Please state your name for the record, sir.
Larry Yargus.
Okay, where do you live, Mr. Yargus?
18991 North Hammer Road, Marshall.
And how long,
Excuse me, George.
Stephanie Romero.
North Hammer
Randy
Road,
Blanchard.
sorry.
and how long did you
Jeff
live
Wallace.
there,
Yes.
sir?
Approximately 8 years.
At some point, actually, you're currently on the board, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And how long have you served on the board?
2 full terms.
And you had previously filed petitions for candidacy?
I would object to these questions. The only thing before the board is whether the numbers were there, not what happened on a prior time, only whether here this time, and you can ask him if he wants whether that has numbers on the bottom of the page.
Right.
were you referring previously to this time or other times?
I'm asking, basically laying the foundation for what knowledge you have of filing these petitions.
Knowledge has nothing to do with it.
I'm trying to clarify. Are you asking about this objected set of petitions or others?
Previous.
Meaning not these, but others?
Correct.
Sustained.
At some point, sir, you began to prepare and circulate a petition as it relates to becoming a candidate for the clerk board, is that correct?
Yes.
And what did you do in terms of preparing the petition?
Same objection. The only thing we're talking about here is numbers at the bottom of the page. We can make this much quicker.
Well, I'm not interested in quick, I'm
Sustained.
interested in ultimately, I think I have the right to inquire ultimately how you prepare the petition.
No, you do not.
The rulings may-
Did you prepare your own petition, sir?
Same objection.
Now, I have to ultimately lay the foundation as it relates to that it's even his paper
The
one.
only foundation, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that it was filed with the Park District, transferred to the county clerk, and had no numbers on the bottom of the signature page. The only foundation that's needed.
I move to strike as non-responsive. Furthermore, counsel's testifying from the chair.
I'm instructing the board to limit testimony to this objection, and that is whether the pages were numbered.
So I'm being restricted from laying the foundation as to whether or not his handwriting is on each and one of those pages. Is that correct? I'm being prevented from laying the foundation.
I don't know what that has to do with the issue.
Whose petition it is. I mean, ultimately.
You don't have anything in front of you.
The document speaks for itself, and there's been no complaint about that at all.
The objection is that no longer. If you have
I'm just
questions-
simply trying to lay the foundation that in fact it's his petition. If he wants to stipulate that it's his petition, it has.
And what
the
petition are you referring to be his?
The petition for the candidacy,
Which is where?
which is the one that's in one of these piles.
Exactly. Point
Well,
I'm making,
actually, Counselor, I'll
point I'm
tell you what.
making is, we all know what we're talking about here, let's just get to the chase.
I understand,
He
I understand,
is being
Counselor, but
challenged
you
based
don't
on-
get to control my
Yes,
case.
yes, at this point, I'm controlling it in the following way. There's no question that's been raised that he has a petition that does not have numbers on it, correct?
I haven't made it that far, Counselor, because I'm trying to lay the foundation, but in fact, that's the document. When I get to
Well,
the
when you
final
submit the
part-
document to him as an exhibit, he can answer.
Well, actually, we have the best evidence, real Counselor, in the sense that the only original petition is in your possession. So I would ask you to go into pull the original petition and hand it to my witness, at which time I can.
That's fine, that's fine. Now, where counsel stipulates that the petition that's on file that we're about to hand to him is his petition.
We will stipulate to that and suggest that his answer indicates impliedly that that's what it is. There's no issue in the answer about whose it is. or
I'd
whatever.
still like him to examine it, and I'd like
For what
to
purpose?
examine him as it relates to each and
He's
every.
stipulating that the document you objected to is his.
Yeah, I have the right to have his examined.
Overruled, I believe.
So you're claiming that I do not have the right to submit the original petition to this
It's been
gentleman to
submitted.
review?
And
Not,
he stipulated it.
not in front of him for me to ask questions on,
What
sir.
would be your question? You don't offer proof. What would be your question?
Okay, sir, I'm gonna hand you what looks, appears to be a copy of the statement of end of
This is an offer of proof.
Is that correct? What you're doing offer proof, I don't have any objection to that.
No, I'm trying to examine this man based upon this specific document. I realize that you're trying to prevent me from asking him questions, but I'd still insist that I give you a copy of what it's about.
Counsel, is that we are allowing you an offer of proof. Is that what you're accepting as an offer of proof at this point?
No, I don't think I have to, Counselor, because
And then
ultimately,
I would like to object to the board about this type of badgering. This isn't proper in any court or any board hearing.
The ruling is that the objection is sustained. You cannot question him as you were about to question him.
Counselor, how would you know what I was going to question
An
ahead
offer
of
of proof
time?
is what I'm suggesting. If you have an offer of proof that indicates some line of questions about the petition,
I
you may
guess,
inquire.
I guess my problem is ultimately, Counsel, is that I've not been required to do this on any of the other petitions except Mr. Yargus's. And now suddenly we have a different set of rules. as
Now,
it
the
relates to
objection was made and
examining.
sustained. If you wish to proceed, we are offering you an offer of proof opportunity. Otherwise, you must proceed with different questions.
All right, I will submit it as an offer of proof. Do you recognize that?
The offer of proof would be to suggest to the board what you're gonna ask, and let the board decide whether you can ask. And then if they say yes, you can
I'm
talk
going to ask
Mr.
him
Yargus.
if this is his petition.
Okay, you can answer that question.
There you go, sir.
And
You ever seen that?
You can answer that question as part of the offer of proof.
Yes.
Is that yours?
Yes.
Did you circulate that yourself,
So
sir?
object any question beyond the identification.
Thank you. This is an offer of proof. We're going to allow latitude to see where it's headed.
Okay.
Thank you. Did you cause to be circulated yourself each of these signature pages attached to the offer of proof?
I circulated, and I left one page or 2 pages down at the South School.
Continuing objection.
What's that, I didn't hear you. What'd you say, Counsel?
I said continuing objection, I believe that's known, but just make sure it's known.
Okay. Your testimony is ultimately, that as it relates to the offer of proof, most of the signature pages, although were circulated by you, one was not. Is that correct?
Yes.
And is it true that there are no page numbers on this, correct, as it relates to the signature page?
Yes.
Nothing further.
So
The
you
board, I would suggest that that goes way beyond the issue of whether or not there are pages, who solicited it, what kind of signatures there are. The only thing that is to be discussed at this hearing is the numbering. We do not get into the signatures, we do not get into the circulation, or we'll be here for the next week.
I've suggested to the chair, and she will rule after I've explained my suggestion, that the offer proof that goes to the issue of not having pagination would be allowed, and the balance of the offer proof would be overruled.
Thank you.
Overruled.
Thank you.
So specifically, Counselor, you're stating that, what exactly, that I can't ask any questions about the origination of each of the non-numbered pages?
The issue that you can request him to answer, which he did in the offer of proof, and we're accepting his testimony, is that he did not have page numbers on this petition that he submitted.
And
that
that
is
he
his
also
petition.
asked and answered without objection, that in fact,
No, he didn't ask it. He was objected to all along. It was a continuing objection. It was an offer of proof. The offer of proof was rejected to the extent that it contains information beyond the pagination question.
so the origination, I want to get this correct as it
Yes.
relates, you're stating specifically for the record, that any question to Mr. Yargus as it relates to the individual origination of a non-numbered page is a non-discoverable, non-relevant issue.
I don't
in this
understand
matter.
your point.
My
Tell me your
point is that you're restricting me from asking specific questions about exactly what we're
Okay,
here
let-
for,
let me
which is
ask you
the
this.
origination.
What would be your basis for that being in the record? What would be the argument that you would make?
I'm laying the foundation. How do we know that if he didn't prepare the page, then I
You
can't ask
stated
him
that
about
he
it?
did.
No, he stated that he did not prepare it. He circulated it to school.
The only issue is whether or not the numbers are at the bottom of the
I
page.
agree with that.
There's been no suggestion that signatures are incorrect, that he didn't.
I didn't say that it was
recirculate them.
incorrect.
It's all about the number at the bottom of the page, please.
Line of questioning needs to be sustained, so let's just move on, please.
Okay, just want to make the record. Do you understand the basis for these folks' objection to the fact of the lack of pagination? Do you understand that?
Object, doesn't make any difference whether he understands or not.
It certainly does.
But if I could please, we're gonna take a break in a few minutes. I know it's getting a little bit agitated here. I'm gonna leave council with latitude to ask questions of that nature, but let's try to wrap this up. We already know
I'm
what the
just
facts
simply
are.
trying to lay a foundation to the document, which is the core of the objection.
Council, we have a record that shows a page numbering.
But you don't have a record of the fact that one of these pages wasn't prepared by him.
It was submitted by him, correct?
But it wasn't prepared by
Your
him. so
objection
it
has
couldn't
nothing to
That's
do,
not
your
an
objection
objection.
has nothing to do with anything other than a page was submitted without page.
My clients respectfully disagree with all of that.
Well, you can raise whatever issues you wish in regards to that.
I
My
just
point
have
is,
to.
at this point, your questioning is beyond your objection.
I suggest that if his clients have a concern about anything other than the pages, the numbers at the bottom of the page, it's way too late.
I'm not saying it's part of the objection, I'm saying it's part of the foundation.
No, it's not.
All right,
Counselor?
we've ruled on this, move on.
One moment.
And then I'm gonna make sure that we don't waste our time on the same issue 3 more times. We've ruled on it, it's not gonna be ruled on again.
Well, I'm gonna raise continuing objection as we go through.
I don't know what your next question is, Council.
I don't know. One moment. Let me see.